Well, my name is Connor. I arrived here, I believe, first week of April, I believe. And my sobriety date is August 26, 2022. Um, Heard about you guys from some of the guys that were graduating the facility I work at. Heard a lot of good things about Plugged In. And I was surprised at just how nice of a sober living this is. It was refreshing to see a place like this. Sober livings can be really hit or miss, and this place has just been, you know, phenomenal in all regards.
Cool, man. And can you tell us a little bit about your story as far as, what led you to eventually being sober?
Well, it was a lot of legal issues and a lot of trial and error. I've been kind of in and out of this cycle since I was 19 years old. First time I got sober, I was 19. I'm 29 now. So over the last decade, it's been a lot of trial and error. Um, I pick up some time here and there. But yeah, I was just kind of sick and tired of building my life up and getting all the nice things just for it all to come crashing down eventually. So I feel like I had a little bit more of a mature approach this time, and yeah, feels good thus far.
And what has your experience been like here compared to your other times in sober living?
My experience here, gosh, well, I would say the other times I was at sober living, I was a little immature. I was not ready. Not only that, the environment was not um, optimal. Here, it's a good balance of everything, and there's also, really, really good sense of like brotherhood here, which is super important in my opinion. Um, I felt comfortable since the moment I walked through this door, as opposed to other places. It was always, you would never see much of the owners of the company. It would be, you'd be like, okay, like who's running this place? What are we doing here? But from right from the get go over here, it's been, I know who everyone is, which is nice. And I don't know, it's been it's been great. It's been great.
And can you just touch on like maybe some of the benefits you've seen as far as living in sober living rather than trying to go back and live out on your own right away?
Right. Well, I before coming here, I was living on my own. Was experiencing some relationship issues. So I had to leave my apartment. Um, I felt like it was the best thing for me at that moment. So, there's been times in the past where I kind of skipped the whole sober living route. And before you knew it, I, would become a bit of a recluse, and I was not plugged in, right? I would kind of become a little bit of a stranger. I wouldn't come around the rooms, and next thing you know, I didn't know anyone who was sober. It was, I might as well have not even been in a program at all. So, coming here, it's nice, being kind of like, they say, where you're, in the center of the herd. It's really easy to be in the center of the herd in an environment like this. Even though if you don't, like, when I first came in, I didn't really know anyone, but everyone was quick to, say, oh, let's go to this meeting, cool. I'll drive, and I don't know, it's been nice.
Awesome, man. And for anybody watching that might be on the fence about reaching out for help, or maybe they're just trying to come back after a recent relapse, do you have any words of encouragement or advice for them?
I would say advice would be, be open to suggestions. Always say yes. Yes is your best friend in recovery. You know, it's really hard for us to take advice sometimes because we always think we know what's best, and it's hard to admit, when you might be wrong, or you might not know what you're doing. But I always suggest, reaching out, and whatever someone is suggesting, even if they have, just 24 hours clean, they still, their input can still be valuable. Take any suggestions you can, and try to put it into, you know try to put it into practice.
And lastly, maybe just touch on like how your life has improved since being sober, because you have some time
Right.
now, and touch on that.
Um, well, apart from the materialistic, side of everything, I've definitely had a shift in perspective. It's gratitude it's not hard to find gratitude, every day. Before being sober, it was, it'd be hard to find anything to be grateful about. So yeah, a big shift in perspective. It's I get to work in recovery as well, which is great. I feel like my life has a purpose. I feel like um, I don't know. I wake up excited for life. I wake up excited for my job, and I go to bed satisfied, and I go to bed feeling like I'm doing the right thing. So it's been very rewarding.
Cool, man. And lastly, we end every video. We like to just give you an opportunity to maybe say thank you to whoever you'd like to thank.
Thank you to Plugged In. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Wade Senior. Thank you, Wade Junior. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, everyone. It's been great. It's been phenomenal. Thank you to all my housemates too. Surprisingly, just about everyone has kind of stayed here. It's very rare to see that in these environments. Usually, it's revolving doors. But gosh, already ever since I've been here, it's been basically the same group of guys, which is phenomenal. So yeah, thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, of course.